everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today is going to be another installment of our Instant Pot 101, I want to say cooking class, but it's not really a cooking class, you're just cooking with me. So today we're going to be making crumbled chicken breakfast sausage, and I'm going to be making this one a little bit different. We're going to be just playing with the manual button today and the saute function. And the reason for that is the fact that the recipe calls for ground chicken or turkey, and mine is frozen. So I have two 1-pound packages of frozen ground boneless, skinless chicken breast. I guess is the easiest way to say it. We ground this ourselves with our meat grinder, and I just thought I would use that today. I meant to pull it out of the freezer last night, but since I didn't, we're just gonna go ahead and cook it in the Instant Pot. And then we're gonna go ahead and cook the sausage afterwards with our saute function. So I thought that that would be the easiest, and I thought it would be a really good introduction to using the saute function. So I'm gonna turn you around. We're going to get started. I'll tell you what the ingredients are, and we'll get everything into the pot and see how this goes. Now, this is not I've done this before, let's check it out. This is totally a dry run. We're gonna learn how to do this together, and if we have any trials and errors, that's even better, because sometimes I think that you learn more when the person showing you is not so perfect. So let me turn the camera around and we'll get a better angle, and let's get this recipe started. So today I'm using my 8-quart Instant Pot, and I'm just going to go ahead and lower the rack, the steamer rack, I guess is what they call it, that comes with it. And I've got that in there. I'm going to go ahead and put maybe a 1.5 cups of water into the bottom of the pot. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to just go ahead and open up my packages and throw in my frozen 2 pounds of chicken breast, ground chicken breast. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying that. So, I don't know about you, but sometimes we pay upwards of, I don't know, $4 to $5 a pound for ground chicken and ground turkey breast. And we found that with grinding it ourselves, I can catch chicken breast on sale for, you know, less than $2 a pound. Sometimes I can find it on sale for closer to $1 a pound. And then I just bring it home and we grind it up ourselves and then put it in the freezer. So it's a cost savings for us. So I've got that in there. I'm not going to do anything else to this because I want to add the seasonings once I use the saute function and start making the actual sausage itself. Right now, the only thing I want to do is I want to de-thaw the chicken, and I want to go ahead and cook it so that when I'm using the saute function, I'm just finishing the cooking process. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cook this on high pressure, manual, for 15 minutes. And again, if it's not fully cooked, not a big deal, because we're going to finish cooking it with the saute function. So I'm going to pull my Instant Pot back. I'm going to get you a better angle of the front of it so you can see the functionality and the buttons that I'm pushing. And we'll go ahead and get this first part started. Okay, I think that's a good angle. We're going to go ahead and put the top on. And I've shown you how to do that before in my videos. We're going to make sure that the button is on sealing. I'm going to go ahead and press my manual pressure button. I'm going to adjust the time by pressing this little plus sign here up to 15, and we're going to let that go. In just a few seconds, it's going to beep a couple of times to let me know that it's accepted my commands. Once it does that, there we go. All right, so we're gonna let it go ahead, and it's going to take a little while to come to pressure, maybe 10 minutes or so. I'll try to keep an eye on it to see when that actually happens if I am not tied up doing something else. And It's going to come to pressure, it's going to cook for 15 minutes, and then I'm probably going to just let that do a natural release, which means I'm not going to touch the pot for 10 minutes, and then we'll let the pressure out. So I'll come back to you before that part, and we will see where we're at. I'll try to come back when it finishes the cooking process, but again, the beauty of having one of these Instant Pots is so you don't have to sit around and babysit it. So for the video's sake, I'll try to babysit it as much as possible, but if I miss it, we'll just explain it, because I think I caught a lot of it during my Instant Pot 101 video, which again, for this entire series will be linked below in the comments. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. Okay, that is our Instant Pot just finishing the 15-minute cook cycle, and my dog eating in the background as usual. And I'm hoping that you heard that saw in the background, because that is the sound of success. My husband's out there cutting some molding, so the living room project is in full swing. Okay, so it's been probably about 20 minutes since the pot finished cooking. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and we're going to see what we have. So it looks like we have 2 big blobs of chicken. It's a little hot. I'm going to grab a plate here so I can set that down. Okay, I've had many interruptions today, so we're a little behind. I'm going to pull this out. It's like 2 little blobs, and I'm just going to get rid of this juice here. And I always dry my insert before I put it back in, because I just don't want to put a wet insert inside here. So I'm going to pop that back in, and I'm going to take my ground chicken, and I'm just going to pop it right back in my pot. Maybe. There we go. So now I'm going to move you back over, and we're going to start putting our spices in. So what we're going to be using is 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes, and mind you, I doubled the recipe, so if you're just doing 1 pound, you just want to use half my measurements. So 2 teaspoons red pepper flakes, 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 2 teaspoons sage, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then some salt to taste. So again, I'm going to move you back over to the Instant Pot so we can see what's going on, and then we will finish up this recipe. Now, before I move you over, what I thought I would do is, I'm just going to scooch you in a little bit more. I'm going to hit the cancel button here. I'm going to hit the saute button and the adjust button so that it moves it to more, and that's just going to put it like on high saute. It was like on medium saute before. I think if I could just hit adjust to keep moving it from low normal more. All right, so I'm going to move you over and we'll finish this up. And again, this is just letting you know that it's accepted my commands. Okay, so I have this little chopper thing here. I think it's from Pampered Chef. So I'm just going to go ahead and start to break that meat apart. Break up the 2nd pound of it. And to me, that was super easy. No fuss, no muss. You didn't have to worry about it because of the fact that I didn't de-thaw the meat. I'm gonna give it a quick chop there. I'm sure I'm shaking the camera. So sorry about that. All right, enough of that. So let's get our spices in here. It called for 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, wrong side, Maybe that will help. Okay. 2 teaspoons of sage, so I'm going to switch measuring spoons because I do have a 2 teaspoon measuring spoon. And you can hear that pan starting to sizzle. And I think it's really cool because this truly is a one-pot cooking. So if you were cooking something like a roast and you wanted to brown the roast before you started the cooking process, you could just go ahead and put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of here and then go ahead and brown your roast before you start to cook it. All right, so that was 2 teaspoons of sage. We have 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes. Now, if you are sensitive to heat, I would back down the red pepper flakes a little bit, but we're okay with that, so I just go ahead and add it in. The next thing is 2 teaspoons of oregano. It's kind of convenient having that 2 teaspoons measuring container, right? All right, got that in there. And then it says salt to taste. Now, I just have a salt grinder, just this Himalayan pink salt grinder, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to put a little extra in here because this is 2 pounds of meat. I'm just going to stir that around. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water just to get that to simmer a little bit. And have I mentioned the best part? This chicken sausage is 0 smart points. So I can use this for egg casseroles. I can use this for the lasagna soup, which is what I'm getting ready to use it for. And you'll see the lasagna soup in my last week's meal prep, which I'll try to remember to link below. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and let that cook for a little bit longer. And then I will pull that out, separate it in half, and then put it back in the pot, and then I will continue on with my dinner. So the longer I let this simmer, again, works just like the stove, just like your fry pan. I think it's really cool. That I don't have to do this on the stove, especially when I had to use my pot to go ahead and cook the meat because of the fact that it was frozen. So that's it. That's the saute function. How easy is that? I don't cook a lot of roast here. I may have one in the freezer because, again, I am cooking from my freezer this month. So if I have one in my freezer, I will just do a special Instant Pot recipe that will not be part of my 101 series, and then you'll see that on my channel in the future. But again, I think that's it. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I can tell you. I'm just going to go ahead and let this simmer just for a couple more minutes just to kind of get the flavors to meld together, and then I am going to put this away. So with that said, I'm going to sign off from here. I'm sorry if this is choppy. I'm really worried that when I go to edit this video, it's going to be super choppy because, again, we are in the middle of remodeling the living room, and I've had boards going up and molding going up and power tools and equipment's coming in and out of the house, so I've had to stop and start my meal prep several times today. So I'm going to sign off from here, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, we're just going to check the temperature on this. So I always just take one little piece of onion and drop it. And see. And it looks like it is hot enough, so I'm going to go ahead and dump in my peppers. Or should I say my onions. And my peppers, which are frozen. I had to pull those out of the freezer and chop those. So we're going to put those in there. Going to give those a quick stir. And again, it's going to bring that temperature down just because of the fact that those peppers were frozen. So I'll give that a second to come back up to heat. And then we'll start to saute those before we start to add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, as you can see, these are sauteing up really nice. So next I'm going to add in my garlic. That's when your house starts smelling really good. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this additional footage. I wanted to show you a little bit more on how the saute function works, and I don't think that I showcased it enough in the chicken sausage video. So I wanted to add this bonus footage of me getting my stuff ready in my pot for my lasagna soup. Again, I will place that link below in the comments if you want to catch up on my meal prep from last week where I made the lasagna soup. All right, so I'm going to sign off from here for real this time. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope that you have your Instant Pot out, you're using it, and you're totally loving it. Okay, stay tuned. We'll come back at you next week with a new Instant Pot 101 video, and have a great day. Bye.